What happens when we ship low quality software to production? Today I want to talk about why quality in software engineering is so important. And we're going to start with a few major reasons that I think are the most severe results of bad software quality and obviously why we should avoid it. And number one is that you're actually losing customers and revenue when you produce bad quality, really obviously bad quality software. So how do you react when you buy something that completely fails your expectations or it breaks in no time? You will probably avoid the product, brand, or manufacturer in the future. What does it mean? It means that company just lost potential revenue from your future self. But that's just part of the problem. The other problem is you might push for a refund or complain about your negative experience on the internet. And this can quickly cause severe financial damage to a company. It's the same for software products that have a lot of bugs, frequent crashes, or just an overall bad user experience. By word of mouth over the internet, people are going to realize it's not a very useful software if it's only crashing or not doing what it's supposed to be. So losing customers and revenue is one of the number one reasons why quality is so important in software development. Number two is the factor of increased maintenance effort. So this one is a bit different from physical products that you can actually see or hold in your hand and software. Because when you're a user of a software, you cannot really look inside it, how it's built, or judge the quality unless you're an IT person. So you can't really judge what's under the hood and how the quality is. You just evaluate how the software behaves and if it feels good, it looks good. But there can be severe quality issues in the code base or in the architecture. And for a developer, this becomes clear very quickly when he looks inside it. Now, you have to know that low quality code is harder to understand and harder to change. So software has the benefit of being changeable in contrast to most physical objects. But when changing it becomes so hard because of low quality under the hood, it becomes a risk. So it takes really long for developers to make maybe small changes to a software, like just changing a layout or adding a button, minor tweaks in the functionality, or even fixing a small bug can become really, really hard and expensive when the quality is bad. And finally, number three is a risk of damage and reputation loss. So that's not just in the financial sense, but the presence of bugs can, in extreme cases, cause really problematic results. Some software products, they just have quirky behavior, or maybe it's a computer game or something like that, where it's just not nice if it crashes, but it's not a tragedy. On the other hand, when you have software that is used, let's say in the health sector or industry, let's say transport in an airplane, in your car, or even if it's just your banking app, let's say, if something goes wrong there because of bad quality and major bugs, can become a real risk, not just financially, but it damages the reputation of the producer, and it can cause issues like, maybe you lose money because you become the victim of a cybercrime attack because the software was not properly shielded against those attacks. Maybe you get a bad treatment at your doctor because the software was malfunctioning. Maybe you're in an airplane or in your car and it starts to malfunction, and hopefully it will not cause any real severe damage to human lives. But all these things, they have already happened in the past, so it's not some fantasy. It can really happen, and those are the worst kind of consequences. So as you can see, ensuring proper quality is mostly about protecting against those risks of negative consequences, so protecting against the downsides. But I don't want to be too pessimistic. We can also look at it from the other side and turn these aspects around, frame it in a more positive way. So when you're a professional IT developer, then building high quality software increases the chance of customers being loyal and buying repeatedly. You can also assume that high quality benefits a company's reputation, which is a good marketing measure by itself. And finally, developers will be more productive when maintaining the software. So it will require less time for them to change it when there's no mess under the hood, or let's say less of a mess, because quality is never perfect, but there are big differences between total mess, chaos, unmaintainable, and reasonably adaptable. So what is your experience with software quality? If you're working in IT, let me know what your worst or maybe also best experiences is. Would you add anything to a list? Feel free to tell me in the comments.